It's your boys, the New Day. New Day rocks, Bootios, Kofimania, Big E's first, and unfortunately we didn't know at the time, only title run. The New Day have been around forever, and it truly, truly broke our hearts. Not only when they kicked Big E out of the group last year, still mad at you, Kofi and Xavier, for that. But now they've been released straight up from WWE. So let's take the time to look back at the absolutely amazing run of the New Day. Any big New Day moments that stick out to you? I know they had so many.
Dude, didn't they have like a roast battle with the Usos?
Yeah,
and that I remember that made me laugh pretty hard. Who was it that's called out the Usos and said, "Y'all kind of look like your mug shots"?
Probably Xavier. He's so funny.
I don't know. That was
Xavier just be throwing those backhanded comments.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That one, and I don't know if you remember, like 2015. I think the Dudley Boys came back, and but they were like their comedy was great. They were one of the first ones I think to be put on the list of Jericho. Fantastic. And they sold it like they'd just been shot.
Yes, man.
I mean,
and
that's what Jericho told them. By the way, Jericho was backstage in an interview. He was like, he's like, I told the New Day, like, you have to sell it like I just like cut your head off. Like you need to sell this like it's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. And to the New Day's credit, I mean, they sold. I can remember them screaming. Like, it was good stuff. Really, I
loved it, man, because we talk about the Danhausen segments being the highlight of everything.
Yeah,
like back when New Day first turned face, it was you can't miss the New Day segment.
Oh no,
you got to find out what the Francesca with the trombone, like the unicorns, the cereal,
Oh, great stuff. Yeah, really funny stuff.
They were the definition of entertainment, and they kept us going through some rough years for sure of the WWE.
Oh, you're telling me. Do you have any moments yourself?
Them coming out of the Bootios at Mania was crazy. Was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, and that was funny. I full on fell head over heels for Kofimania. I loved the
great.
They actually let him do that. Loved it.
One of the last great, I think, Vince McMahon on screen appearances too. Him being just such a jerk to Kofi. Like everyone.
I still hate that guy.
He played that part so well, and it just, now it being just really elevated him. Really good stuff.
We were supposed to hate him, but they ended up winning us over. A throwaway group formed to give a trio of mid-carders something to do. They turned into one of the greatest groups of all time. Legendary moments, lasting feuds with the Usos. All right, Connor, picture it. It's WWE 2014.
Okay.
Xavier Woods has debuted. They put him in a tag team with R-Truth.
Oh, wow.
And he stole Brodus Clay's Funkasaurus gimmick. So his first feud was with R-Truth against Brodus Clay and Tensai, the Tons of Funk.
Yeah, I remember them. It's ringing a bell.
They put them together because they had previous experience as Truth and Consequences in TNA. Him and R-Truth. He was Consequences Creed, R-Truth. So I love that tag name.
Truth and Consequences. I didn't know that. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And so they beat Tons of Funk, and then they were absolutely destroyed by Rusev in a handicap match.
Wow.
R-Truth and Xavier Woods. So Xavier Woods kind of went away. So he wasn't on TV. Big E, on the other hand, former powerlifter, NXT champ, turned Dolph Ziggler heavy with AJ Lee. That was a fun little group.
That was good. I like that.
He had an IC title run for 167 days.
It's pretty good.
Ironically enough, his last feud before New Day was back-to-back losses to Rusev.
They were really pushing it back in the day. They really were.
Kofi Kingston, multiple tag team title reigns with different partners, IC titles, US titles, also in a tag team with R-Truth that before New Day. They basically feuded with Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. That was back and forth. He formed a tag team and then feuded with The Miz. That was the last thing he did before the New Day.
Interesting. Okay.
So these three guys not really getting used. So it starts with Xavier. He got into the ear of writer Michael Notarelli and really started building this heel character for himself. You know, him and Michael would throw stuff back and forth to each other. Just a really cocky, full of himself heel. And Big E was hanging out with Xavier Woods at the time, so Big E started getting in on this. So they're trying to see what kind of group they could get together. And they really wanted Kofi to be a part of this. But they knew he was a lifelong babyface. So they even turned away from being a group of heels to being a babyface group to try to get this to work.
Okay.
Behind the scenes. They had already gotten a little go-ahead from the higher-ups because they started putting Kofi and Big E as a tag team in the summer of 2014. Still not letting Xavier Woods really do anything with them, but they're pushing Kofi and Big E as a tag team, at least on house shows, seeing how their chemistry works together. So meanwhile, you know, Xavier's still in the lab trying to tinker with the characters of it all. But they're really pushing with the high-ups for them to be a group.
Okay.
So they finally give them a chance. They have Big E and Kofi start appearing on TV as a tag team, but they go on a losing streak. They don't win. So they're trying to stay positive through it all. And they finally lose again to, I think it was Rybaxel. I'm not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure.
I remember that team, yeah.
They lost, and Xavier Woods ran out to the ring and started berating them. Like, don't you want more from life? Don't you want more from all of this?
I remember
Y'all
this.
are just losing. What are we doing? And it really got people's attention. For people who are like, what is this?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
It's a good promo, yeah.
Higher-ups hated it. So it went away. They didn't give them a chance to breathe on TV, didn't see if it had legs, and nothing.
Wow.
And in an interview in 2020, it went back in the beginnings of it all. They were thinking about putting Sasha Banks in the group. Alicia Fox got thrown around.
What in the
Damian Sandow was thrown around as being like a manager type for him.
Actually, that may have been pretty interesting.
That might have been pretty fun.
I might be a fan of that one.
Yeah. They did give him one more shot on main event. They defeated Slater Gator with Woods in their corner.
Slater Gator, that's a great... Oh, man.
Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil. Slater Gator.
That may be better than Truth and Consequence.
Yeah, I love give a tag team a name, man, because it's going to be fun.
It sells merch. I don't know how they don't.
Right.
Whatever.
Xavier's in their corner, but like I said, the higher-ups just did not buy it. They were not on board with whatever these guys were trying to do. So they separated them on TV, but they were so passionate about the group, they let them stay together on house shows.
Okay.
So they must have proven someone that they needed to let it keep going, or else they wouldn't have let them stay on house shows. So
that's right, yeah.
This was July. Fast forward to November 3rd, 2014 on a Raw. Vignettes start appearing of a gospel choir.
Oh.
And then you start seeing Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E. So you're like, what? What is this? What's going on? Are we finally getting that group they teased months ago? So they had an in-ring debut as an official group. It was a winning effort against Curtis Axel, Heath Slater, and Titus O'Neil. They immediately inserted them into the tag division, with different teams, using the Freebird rule. They had matches with Goldust and Stardust, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, which they would be one of their first big feuds. They were on the WrestleMania 31 pre-show. Had a little fatal four-way. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro retained their titles against New Day, Usos, and Los Matadores.
Whoa, I remember them.
Yeah,
I remember
they had the little guy. Yes. That was great, man.
Tyson and Cesaro, good team.
Great tag team, man.
Yeah,
It sucks Tyson Kidd got hurt.
I know. Dang.
They apparently came in as faces, but people were kind of just like, on them. They start getting the heel chants. Like, New Day sucks. They're trying to stay face throughout all this, but they're also starting to interact with the crowd. Been like, we suck, huh? They officially would turn heel against the Lucha Dragons. Another face. They were partnering with them, and they turned on them. They would become the number one contenders to the tag titles in the process. So we're at Extreme Rules 2015 now, and they defeated Tyson Kidd and Cesaro for their first tag team championship. They would retain on a 2 out of 3 falls match at Payback the next month. So now we're getting a little momentum going.
Yeah.
They retained in the first ever tag team elimination chamber match at Elimination Chamber 2015. If you hadn't watched that, go check that out. That is a way better match than it should have been.
Yeah. I can probably remember at the time people were like, what are you going to have a tag team in the chamber? That shouldn't. I think it worked, yeah.
So what did WWE do in 2015 with something that works and is going full steam ahead? They lost to the primetime players at Money in the Bank. Take the titles off of them because we're pushing the primetime players.
You're all these tag teams. I keep forgetting the primetime players. I remember them. Yeah,
they realized they messed up. They regained the titles in a fatal 4-way at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
it was Los Matadores, primetime players, and the Lucha Dragons.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So now they got their titles back. Now New Day's starting to get some cheers. Now the New Day sucks is turning into New Day rocks. People are getting on board. Raw after SummerSlam, they're fresh champs in the ring celebrating. Fans are starting to give them a little reaction. Boom, Dudley Boys come in, attack them out of nowhere.
Yep.
Puts Woods through a table. That's how you get people over in the face. You get them that sympathy. You know?
Yeah. A little 3D.
They lost to the Dudley Boys at Night of Champions, but it was by DQ, so they retained their titles. And then they would defeat them at Hell in a Cell. So they got the DQ loss, retained the titles, and then beat them at Hell in a Cell.
That's right.
Little rub from the legends. Get in and get out. You know, I kind of like that.
I did too. Yeah,
especially in the tag division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
you anything you can get.
Yeah, man. I remember when the Hardys, New Day brought the Hardys back at WrestleMania. Oh, that was fun.
Great moment.
They're still kind of. We still don't know if they're full on faces. You know, like. Because they're getting the cheers, but they also abandoned their team at Survivor Series.
Classic babyface move.
Got eliminated, and they bailed and took care of Big E.
They're helping their partner,
right? Yeah, so it didn't look that bad.
No,
but it still was like that's not what is going on.
Yeah,
they would retain at TLC in a triple threat against the Usos and the Lucha Dragons. That's a great match too. If you hadn't checked it out, triple threat at TLC.
That out. Yeah.
Then they defeated the Usos at 2016 Royal Rumble, so still riding high. Started feuding with the League of Nations, so now we're leaning into the face turns. You know?
Yeah, I remember that. Man, again, another tag team. I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah,
they called them the League of Booty. So that's where the booty starts coming in. Now we're full on embracing New Day as faces.
Yeah.
So they would, intertwine, Sheamus and Del Rio, Wade Barrett, Rusev, like different interactions of those teams throughout the beginning of 2016. They would actually lose to the League of Nations in a 6-man tag match at WrestleMania 32. But every time they faced some iteration of them in a tag title match, New Day would come out on top. So they lost at Mania, but would keep beating them for the titles here and there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice.
They would then feud throughout the rest of 2016 with the Vaudevillains, Enzo and Cass, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Yep.
What happened to our precious tag team division, WWE?
Man.
Lost to the Wyatts at Battleground in a 6-man tag.
Ooh.
So we even got Wyatts against New Day. Like, come on.
Ugh.
I truly feel like we got robbed of Shield, New Day, Wyatt, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. That would have been like the 3-way tag match.
The only gang warfare we ever got was Disciples of Apocalypse versus Los Boricuas back in the 90s. You know, like, give me actual good teams.
Yeah, come on now. Great teams, though. Wow.
2016 draft, they get moved over to Raw. They really doubled down on the brand split again. So now we got sole champions on Raw and SmackDown. So they were the last reigning WWE Tag Team Champions. So those belts became the Raw Tag Team belts.
I didn't know that.
They would continue their feud with Gallows and Anderson throughout SummerSlam and Clash of Champions. Then we get a good old feud with The Bar.
The Bar, yes.
They would lose to The Bar at Hell in a Cell, but by DQ, so they'd retain their titles again.
Right.
They were the captains of the Raw 10-on-10 Survivor Series team. They eliminated a team, but then were eliminated by the Usos. So they're still letting us know that New Day and Usos are going to feud forever.
Destined to do it forever. I like it.
They continued to defend the Raw titles against Jericho and KO.
Yep.
Rollins and Roman Reigns. They, in this time frame, actually broke Demolition's 28-year record for longest single run in WWE history. They passed.
No kidding.
Demolitions was 478, and they passed it.
What? I didn't know that.
December 18th, 2016, Roadblock, End of the Line. What a pay-per-view name.
Roadblock, I do remember. Yeah.
The Bar ended New Day's 483-day reign. Just in one sitting. They've had almost 700. They've had 600 and something combined, but they had 483 from one title.
Yeah.
Reign. I love it.
That's insane. That's crazy. I did not know that.
They went so hard through 2016. They tapped on the brakes in 2017. You know, they didn't do too much at the beginning.
Yeah.
They would actually host WrestleMania 33, not wrestle.
Of course.
I think a lot of the guys were dealing with some bumps and bruises. I think Kofi and Xavier were healing up.
Yeah.
You know.
Good hosts.
Yeah, they crushed it. Bring back the Hardys. That was a fun match.
What a great moment.
The Raw after Mania, they get back in the ring. They're back to do it. They were attacked by a debuting Revival. So they feuded with the Revival when they first debuted on Raw.
Wow.
Unfortunately, they lost that match, and Kofi suffered a legit ankle injury, and they kept off TV, and they actually moved him to SmackDown and kept him off TV for a while. Then that would, of course, set up the awesome feud with the Usos over the SmackDown titles. They would win by a count out at Money in the Bank. But then they'd actually win SmackDown Tag Gold at Battleground that year. And then they'd lose it back to them at SummerSlam 2017, only to win it back in a Sin City street fight on SmackDown to lose it to them again at Hell in a Cell, inside Hell in a Cell.
Jeez, a lot of flip-flop here.
New Day and Usos traded it.
Man.
The rest of 2017 was just them trading it back and forth.
Good stuff, though.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was there for every match. I loved the matches. I loved it. I
really
loved
good
watching
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
That Hell in a Cell is fantastic.
I need to rewatch that, yeah. Good stuff, though.
They would continue that feud onto WrestleMania 34, where the Usos and New Day would lose their titles to the Bludgeon Brothers in a triple threat.
Who can forget?
They would continue on the rest of the year, you know, in and out. They would actually get their third SmackDown reign, the SmackDown after SummerSlam, beating the Bludgeon Brothers.
Oh, man.
They lost to the Bar on SmackDown 1000 in October 2018.
Jeez. Oh, yeah, that's right. Dang. I remember SmackDown 1000. Yeah. Man.
So, yeah, they're... You know, they I think injuries really slowed them down a little bit here, or just they took a back seat because you can only have a couple tag teams shining at that one time, you know. So
I mean, you just
this is when they had teams.
Yeah, just highlighting. Oh, exactly. Yeah, where all the teams go. What you said earlier. Well, that just 2 year period of they're working at it like an incredible rate,
right?
You know, yeah, they're
losing it, winning.
Yeah, and then of course they're probably going to have a little banged
Hell
up.
in a Cell.
Yeah, a little banged up. Yeah, need to take a break.
Well, now it's 2019.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Kofimania.
Nice.
Kofi would defeat Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35 after jumping through hoops to get there.
Loved it.
He lost to Daniel Bryan Elimination Chamber. We thought it was dead. We were like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
But then Kofi and Big E rallied, got him back in it, won the title. First African-born WWE champion.
Yeah, that's right. I remember them saying that. Pretty cool.
He would feud and retain his title against KO, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, who they had history, so that was cool to bring that back up.
That was cool.
Unfortunately, on SmackDown's 20th anniversary in October, he ran into Squash Lesnar.
Oh, brother.
And got destroyed.
This is pre-TKO, so I don't know what the deal was
This
there.
was Vince McMahon.
Yeah. It's funny how I was saying what a great character he was to take Kofi down to build him back up, but I don't know if we'll ever understand that 10-second match. I don't know. I don't think there'll ever be an explanation.
Yeah, I don't think we want an explanation because it's not good.
I have a feeling we're not going to.
I think that's why I hold so much resentment against Brock Lesnar is because I think he might not be a good person. You know,
I've heard
the
rumblings.
Janelle Grant stuff. You know,
yeah, I've heard that stuff. Yeah,
and that just the stuff that's come out about that is terrible, and I get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it. I actually don't understand any of it. So,
right? Yeah, it's not good.
And he's also just over the years destroyed my. He beat Bray Wyatt when he shouldn't have beat Bray Wyatt. He ended the Undertaker's streak.
Ugh,
he's always been attached to Goldberg for no reason.
Yeah,
I do not like the character Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
or the person, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
So
I mean,
that destroyed me when he beat up Kofi. So, like, if you want him to win the title,
yeah.
understandable.
Sure, yeah.
They were still, but I mean, unfortunately, we now know that they were just using that title as a pawn against him and Roman Reigns. It ended up backfiring wholeheartedly.
You know what's crazy? Brock is like one of the best sellers, arguably in the history of the WWE. I mean, when he wants to work, he's bar none the best seller, and he can put on good matches. I mean, especially during that first run, but in this second run, I don't know if you saw a stat where he had more matches in that 2-year period in his first run than he did in the 10+ year period than he did. So, but he could still work, and he you know, when he wants to work, he's fantastic.
That just sucks.
Like that,
I'll work when I want to.
Yeah, but like, because one of my favorite matches is with him and Daniel Bryan in 2018, and
which I can't believe he wanted to work with Daniel Bryan.
Which is crazy. The AJ Styles one, like, it's because my
John
point.
Moxley.
Yeah, my point is that, like, you know, Kofi being a smaller guy like Bryan or an AJ, like, you could have done something. Like, the Bryan match is fantastic. The AJ Styles one was great. Like, why couldn't you have done that with Kofi?
That's what I'm saying. My only regret is they squashed him.
Yeah,
just have Kofi be the champion he was. He defended against. You heard all the names I just said. Like, that's
crazy.
not an easy task to get through those guys.
Some superstars.
And then you just have Lesnar just go.
Yeah, 10
and it's
seconds.
over. I hated it, man.
It's
just give him a big match. Like, let him fight through some stuff. Let him get some offense in.
Yeah.
He was the freaking champion.
I know. That's a bad look on WWE to have your champion get squashed like that.
I toned out for a little bit after that, man.
I don't blame
I got
you.
a little bummed out about that.
And then
I couldn't believe, I was still in shell shock they gave us this great run in the first place.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe they pulled the trigger. That's great. It's funny because, like, there was also a Ricochet match with Lesnar, and Ricochet couldn't do any of his cool stuff that he does because Lesnar just wanted to do suplexes and stuff. And that was like a 2-minute match.
He's like, I'm going to flip on you. He's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, I don't yeah. I'm like, come on. Like,
what's the point of working with someone if you don't get their moves?
Exactly.
Their moveset?
It's like, you're the WWE champion. You can't, you know, make me look a little good here. You know, I'm the quote unquote face of the company when you're the champ, you know. So it's like, why am I being... I don't think we'll ever, like,
I truly think, especially in that 2019, 2020, 2021, they didn't know what to do with the belts, and they used them in the wrong ways.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Really bad, though. Really bad stuff.
The only thing that kind of saved it was during this time, Big E and Xavier had also won the SmackDown titles again. So Kofi was able to get back into the New Day thing that we all loved. We still felt terrible for him. But
yeah. Jeez.
They lost the titles to the Revival at Clash of Champions 2019, but would regain them at TLC, defeating the Revival in a ladder match to retain the titles. Then they would lose them to Miz and Morrison at Super SmackDown, ending this reign at 111 days.
Miz and Morrison.
We're at WrestleMania 36.
Yeah.
Miz got sick the day before.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of getting the triple threat ladder match, we got one-on-one-on-one. So each team got to pick a representative. So we got
that's right,
Jimmy Uso versus John Morrison versus Kofi Kingston in a ladder match for the tag title.
What a weird, just kind of a fever dream that whole WrestleMania was.
Which Morrison won. So he retained the titles. But then a couple of weeks later on SmackDown, they would reverse it, and the other tag members would be in the ladder match.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or in a triple threat match.
Yeah.
And Big E would win the titles for him again doing that. This is when they were trying to dip their toes in and be like, well, do we give Big E a run?
Yeah, yeah.
So Big E defeated Jay and Miz. And so they went on a little run with the titles again. Lost to Cesaro and Nakamura in a tables match, July of 2020. Get this pay-per-view name. The Horror Show at Extreme Rules. They couldn't do Extreme Rules, so they did a bunch of pre-taped stuff. So
was that the zombie
Horror Show at Extreme Rules?
Was that the zombie match with Miz and Damian Priest? You remember that?
Let's see what else was on that card.
I think I remember. Again, what a fever! I get it; they're trying to do stuff without a crowd, but what in the world are they doing?
They definitely had did they have a Wyatt match?
I think. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the horror show, to say the least. I mean, that's the understatement. What a horror show that was. I think you're right, though.
So they had Kevin Owens defeat Murphy in a dark match.
Oh, boy.
Which?
How fun is that?
Oh, it was on the pre-show. Never mind. I was like, why have a dark match if no one's there? It was a pre-show match.
Who are we saving this for?
Cesaro and Nakamura won the titles from the New Day.
Oh, okay.
Bailey defeated Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's title.
Oh, wow.
And then that's when we had that god-awful Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio eye for an eye match.
Oh, man. That image of him shoving his eye in the steps, I'm like, what are we doing?
Asuka defeated Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's title. Drew McIntyre defeated Dolph Ziggler Extreme Rules match for the WWE Championship.
What in the world?
And then
Don't remember that.
That was the Wyatt Swamp match. Bray defeated Braun Strowman.
That's the Swamp match. I remember that. Yep.
That was a crazy match.
It's funny. I don't remember the title match, but I remember the Swamp match.
Yeah.
What in the world? Either way, yeah. Sorry, sidetrack, but yeah, what a fever.
I mean, when you have a name like the Horror Show at Extreme Rules.
The Horror Show.
It was pre-taped at the Performance Center.
Oh, yeah. That whole thing. Oof.
After this, they announced that Kofi Kingston got hurt. He was going to be out for 6 weeks. So they decided Big E was going to embark on his singles run.
Wow. Okay.
So this is the middle of 2020, in the fall of 2020. October 9th, 2020, Kofi Kingston and Woods would return from injury, winning their 7th SmackDown tag titles from Cesaro Nakamura. And then they were immediately drafted over to Raw. It was a fun thing where they handed them and the Street Profits traded belts. They're like, you're the SmackDown champions. Now you're the Raw champion.
That's right. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Big E remained on SmackDown. So Kofi and Xavier on Raw, Big E on SmackDown. First time breaking the Freebird rule. So technically, this Raw run only counts for Kofi and Xavier.
Oh. Yeah, even like a team of 3, it only count for
if they're
2
on
members.
The same brand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they maintained that they did not split up. They just had different goals throughout this time.
Okay. You're like you said, Big E's trying to go on the singles, yeah.
So swapping with the Street Profits, they become 3-time Raw Tag Team Champions. And they would actually lose to the Street Profits in Survivor Series when they would do the SmackDown versus Raw champion versus champion, which I hope they still do. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Yeah. They would lose the Raw titles to the Hurt Business at TLC 2020. March 2021, they would win their 4th Raw title reign. And then they would lose to Styles and Omos at WrestleMania 37.
Oh, don't remember that. Don't even remember that one.
It was not good. Don't watch that match. I'm telling you to go back and watch a lot of matches. Don't go back and watch that match. It's just frustrating. Styles is doing his best.
Yeah, that's when they finally... Yeah.
Styles and Omos had better chemistry than they probably should have, but it's still weird.
I briefly remember that team.
September 2021, Big E cashes in his Money in the Bank briefcase that he had won previously to defeat Bobby Lashley, becoming the WWE champion for the first time and effectively moving him over to Raw. Look at that. He's with the homies. But they get drafted to SmackDown. Oh. So Big E's on Raw, and they sent Xavier and Kofi to SmackDown. They're like, we're kind of liking them staying apart.
Yeah, they did not want them together.
Woods would actually go. This is when Woods would win King of the Ring. They're like, we gave Kofi a title run. Big E's the champion. Let's give Woods something.
That's right.
So he's King of the Ring 2021.
Pretty cool.
King Woods and Kofi would then go after the Usos tag titles, and the Usos are part of the Bloodline now. So they actually lose to the Usos at day 1 pay-per-view.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
January 2022, Woods unfortunately gets hurt again. They draft Big E back to SmackDown. His title run didn't go that great. He reunites with Kofi, and unfortunately they start a feud with Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
Oh, no.
You know where this is going.
I sure do.
March 11th, 2022, a botched belly-to-belly suplex on the outside has Big E land on the top of his head, breaking his neck, fracturing his C1 and C6 vertebrae, effectively ending his in-ring career. We didn't know at the time it was the end.
No, I thought he was going to come back.
We weren't that optimistic about it, but
I thought he was going to make a comeback.
Most wrestlers come back from a broken neck. You know?
Sure. Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. So nothing to note after that. They kind of came to a screeching halt. They had an emotional reunion May 20th to like let Big E, people like see Big E, like, hey, he's still alive.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
that's right.
They had a little feud with the Viking Raiders, couple of matches with the Usos again. The rest of 2022 is kind of a wash. NXT Deadline, December 2022. They defeat Pretty Deadly to win the NXT tag titles, becoming the first and one of the only Triple Crown tag teams out there, winning all of them.
It's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
They would have a 56-day reign as the NXT title holders, and they would lose to Gallus February 2023.
Here you go.
2023 draft, they're sent to Raw. Don't really do anything the rest of 2023. A couple of backstage segments here and there, a couple of one-offs, nothing really of note for the New Day. Now we're in 2024. That's when Karrion Kross and the Final Testament comes around. Starts getting in the head, starts whispering to Kofi and Xavier, you know, you're holding each other back.
That's right.
This is when we would meet Odyssey Jones, the Big E replacement for like 2 weeks.
Oh, brother.
That did not work out. They lost some title opportunities. Woods has a crash out. Blames Kofi, pushes him. We're like, are the New Day splitting up?
Yeah.
Then they start promoting the New Day 10th anniversary. So we're like, well, at least we'll have an emotional goodbye. You know, like they're going to split up.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it on their 10th anniversary. This sucks.
It kind of the writing on the wall.
They brought Big E out. Mm-hmm. We got Big E, Kofi, Xavier all in the ring together again. It's a time to celebrate.
Yeah. For sure.
They would complete their heel turn together. I thought Xavier was going to turn on Kofi and Big E was going to be there to kind of try to play peacemaker.
Yeah.
Kofi and Xavier teamed up on Big E. Said Big E had been holding them back. Big E was the reason they've been falling apart.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't see that coming. Loved every second. I felt bad for Big E.
Yeah, totally.
But he probably loved it too.
Yeah, they were probably grinning from ear to ear.
Great segment.
Yeah.
Did not think they could revitalize the New Day.
No.
But we get heel New Day, and you could tell that they just sunk their teeth into it. And loved it from day one. But unfortunately, you know, we're 10 years into their New Day career, and Kofi wasn't a spring chicken when he got into this. So I don't feel like they pushed him as much as they did babyface New Day. You know, we got heel New Day, but they still were a little tepid on how they used them. They would defeat the War Raiders at WrestleMania 41 to win the World Tag titles. So now we got they've been Raw and SmackDown. Now we're World Tag Team Champions. 72 days, they would lose to the Judgment Day. So nice little 72-day run, adding to it, you know. This is when the Grayson Waller era would come into effect. They would have Grayson Waller hang around them. Then Woods and Kofi would have various injuries. And then May 2nd, 2026, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston mutually part ways after being asked to sign a TKO restructured deal.
Not going to happen.
Big E's still a commentator, so we still get Big E on the pre-shows and stuff like that. So
yeah, he does a good job there. Yeah,
but it's going to be weird not having the New Day there.
Yeah, I think. Well, for Kofi, I think he was at the time one of the longest uninterrupted WWE tenures behind. I think like the Miz and Randy Orton.
That's crazy. Dude. Yeah, that's the old. That's Unks now.
He was on. Yeah, but yeah. Hate to see him go, though.
Yeah, man. I think he could have been a great mentor to, like, Javon Evans.
Oh, huge,
I would love to see them have a couple more matches.
Yeah.
But it's not done. Like, he's still a spring chicken. You know what I mean? What is he, like 40-something? They could definitely go to AEW. I just worry Xavier Woods has had quite the injury history. So I don't even know if he's, like, wanting. Like, I think if they do, I foresee, and I'm just talking outside of my face, man. I don't know what these guys are thinking. You know? I don't truly know.
We're speculating.
Yeah. If they do go to AEW, I think it'd be just to have some dream matches.
Yeah, like
get in and get out.
Young Bucks, you know.
Edge and Christian.
One more time. FTR. For sure, yeah.
Writing's on the wall. But I also think Xavier Woods loves doing the video game stuff. And I don't know if he's ready to walk away from a channel he built up himself.
Yeah.
Because that's WWE's property.
He's very much like a he's probably okay with being like a Adam Cole kind of deal. Like
they said that they gave him the exact contract they gave Tyler Breeze.
Oh, wow.
I mean, for the video game stuff.
Oh, for the video?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll see if he... oh, God. No.
I was like, what in the world?
I definitely understood why you walked away.
Yeah, I was like, oh, jeez, yeah.
But no, like,
video games,
they get the YouTube stuff, and they get to do that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
Pop in every now and then.
I agree. I think he's probably content just doing video game stuff, you know. He was there for, what they say, 16 years?
Yeah.
Or at least Xavier was. But, yeah, that's good, yeah.
Got some New Day fun facts for you.
Ooh.
The gospel gimmick, they said later on in an interview, was the exact opposite of what they wanted to do, and it dreamed up with that writer.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Interesting.
They had an awful list of names to choose from. Fresh Coat of Paint.
Fresh Coat of Paint.
Hope. House of Positive Energy. KBX, just their initials.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
House of Light.
Okay.
And that first music the music that we heard was not the first music they were given. They were given some 1940s gospel song, and they immediately were like, "What are you doing to us?"
Yeah, that's gonna get the crowd hype.
They had the New Day Feel the Power podcast from December 2019 to late 2023. So they got some episodes out there. If you wanted to see how they felt about a certain match, you can probably go line that up with something.
I would be interested to see that. Yeah.
They wrote a book.
Didn't know that.
The Book of Booty. Shake it, love it, never be it.
That's great. That's really good.
They were PWI's Tag Team of the Year in 2015 and 2016.
I can see that.
2 WWE Championship runs, one with Kofi, one with Big E. 4-time Raw Tag Team Champion, 1-time World Tag Team Champion, 7-time SmackDown Tag Team Champion.
Yep.
1-time NXT Tag Team Champion. Woods won 2021 King of the Ring. Big E won 2021 Money in the Bank. Kingston and Big E are Triple Crown winners.
Nice.
Kofi's a Grand Slam. He was a 13th Grand Slam winner.
That's interesting. Very cool. Yeah.
And Kofi and Woods are Tag Team Triple Crown champions.
I mean, can't really complain about that career, can you?
No.
Golly. They've done well for themselves.
If they were retiring, I'd say first ballot Hall of Famers.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they got a little more in them.
I think so too. Yeah, Hall of Famers individually and as a team.
But also, I know how I feel at 40.
Yeah.
So Kofi's around, Xavier's around that age, and Kofi's like 45, give or take.
Yeah, we forget, again, watching these people we watch get old, it sneaks up on you, and I think they're probably going to take a little bit of time before they make a decision on where they want to go or what they want to do.
Kofi's 44.
44, dang.
And I know how I feel at 40, and I haven't been wrestling the last 20 years.
That's right. Yeah.
I just played hockey and baseball like an idiot. So I haven't been slamming my back on a mat for 20 years.
They're probably okay with.
And I know they've made a little bit of change,
They've done well for themselves, I'm sure. Yeah.
Xavier has hosting gigs and stuff outside of it, like he's heavy in the video game world. I would not... it's not my life to live, so I'm not going to blame them either way. But I could see them straight up just walking away and being happy with the other stuff they do.
No, retirement match.
Dream scenario, they signed like a 6-month run with AEW to go
knock
fight those young bucks and do that, and then just go and do your separate.
Or have some matches
even a year. It's not a year contract.
Yeah, just have some matches.
But I would have it planned out. I'm not just walking into AEW willy-nilly and hope they use me.
I feel like that's kind of what they do sometimes.
Like, you're going to need to map out my entire year. Like they did with Cena, and they still fumbled it a little bit.
I know. Yeah, you got to have a better plan.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I hope they get it planned out well. And we get the FTRs, we get the Young Bucks, we get the fun matches. And I'd tune in and watch that.
I think they'd be up for that too.
And then, do your thing. But either way, New Day, you've entertained us for so many fun years. Loved every second of it. The power of positivity. How you got that gimmick over.
Was not a fan.
Vince set them up to fail.
Yeah, with just the names that you just read.
Can you imagine Fresh Coat of Paint?
Sell that T-shirt. Yeah, that would be not a merch mover.
To take a gimmick that should have ended all of their runs in WWE,
it's pretty incredible.
To shine like that.
Yeah.
Great, one of the greatest groups of all time.
Yeah,
probably the greatest trio of all time.
They're up there. They're definitely up there. Holy cow! Yeah.
Appreciate you, New Day. If this is it, you gave us a hell of a run. And after Big E got hurt, it wasn't the same anyway.
Yeah, that's just what you're gonna do.
Go do your thing. If that's an AEW, so be it. If that's continuing your legacy with what you got now, so be it too.
Yeah.
We appreciate the time you've given us.
Great
and
run.
That is the glorious run of the New Day. Hit that subscribe button. Check out all our other fun history episodes. We'll see you next time.